Oh, you're right. That is a funny story with a twist ending.
Oh, it's a funny story. See, the thing is, it would have taken us 5 minutes previously. I think it pre-buffers and then explodes your most embarrassing moments onto the screen before you get there.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Anyway, everybody, welcome! If you're here. Now it's starting on my screen, so maybe... Oh, and I got a commercial.
Have you?
A great start. Yeah, I got an ad before we start.
Well, you're frozen over here, which is just an awesome way to start a live stream. So while I work out...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have. So while we work out why you seem to be frozen in my screen, let me go check something. Let's check this.
That's a great start. But you can still hear me, right?
I can still hear you. But
I have a lovely smile on the frozen screen as well.
Yeah, you
might
do.
as well keep it like that.
Let's keep you like that.
So you don't see how I really look when I get into stuff.
Well,
but I'm trying
weird,
to restart the camera over here, but it's not letting me.
Okay.
I don't know if it's got to do with the fact that a YouTube video just started on my end.
It seems rather coincidental, does it not?
Yeah.
Anyway, I suppose I should introduce myself to people or something, or ourselves. Welcome. I'm going to totally assume that this is still running at this point, although Simon does seem to be a little bit unanimated next to me.
I'm here.
Hello, I'm Robin Vincent, and welcome to the first in a series of off-the-cuff Molten chats. I just get somebody in, somebody that I like, somebody who I find interesting and intriguing, and I sit them sort of next to me, and then we just talk about synthesizers and modular and potentially the virtual Super Booth Home Edition that's going on around us. Please let us know in the comments if you can hear this. If you can see me move, that's good. If you can't see Simon move, I'm going to just try to work that out in just a second.
No, I think it's on my end.
Is it?
Yeah, because I can't click the button to quit showing that lovely smile, like to end camera feed. That's the interesting part. I might need to hang up, but I don't think I can do that either.
Well, how about
the whole screen has just taken a dump on my computer screen.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's stuck. So maybe call me back. I'll be right here.
Yeah, okay. So this is why we love the internet and we love all these things. It's because it gives us an opportunity to troubleshoot ourselves right in front of people. So talk amongst yourselves in the chat. And
you can also tell people that we've been spending like an hour to set it up.
Yeah, we've been set up since 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and it was working flawlessly until we started.
Yeah, so I'm going to end this the Skype part of the call, and we'll see whether we can get this back. Okay. But there's 2 participants in there. Maybe that's, I don't know. Who knows?
Why do I hear you? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just don't have any camera.
But it's really weird because I quit Skype.
Yeah,
but I never stopped hearing you.
Well, I've got you back in Skype now. I have a half Skype screen, which is nice.
I do like this.
So,
give it a second.
Are you able just to enable your camera at your end? Is that a thing? How bizarre. Doobidoo, doobidoo. Well, let's go over to the chats then. It's good to see nearly 40 people here. It's lovely to be here amongst all these awesome people. I could just talk about stuff. I mean, how you do? I mean, this is like week something or other of being locked down, which is not always the most exciting thing. So we're in a weird space, but the opportunity to talk to each other and to communicate this way is awesome. We're still going to see if I can get that man back. Ah, how weird. You know, I reckon it does seem to be that he checked out the YouTube video on his side, and that seemed to I don't know, maybe it took him down some kind of impossible vortex. Maybe that was the problem. So I'm going to quit out of that, and oops, I'm going to start that up again. I don't want that one. He started a call. Skype this one. Join the call. Let's give it a go. Yo.
Hello.
Could be, hey! Now don't touch anything. God, bloody hell, if it's tied down here, run off with it. Well, it's time, I think, at this point, to open a beer and to say welcome to my honoured guest. I don't know how honoured he feels. He feels like he's wasted most of his evening already. That's for sure.
No.
Troubleshooting my arse.
No. My tech issues, not yours.
Ah, but we got that.
I should apologize. I'm a bad guest. But I'm not. I'm not going to apologize for it because it was anticipated.
Yeah. And we rode it like a couple of pros.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Cheers.
Look at that perfectly poured beer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Eat spending, you know? It's called.
So how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Should I risk bringing up chat again, or is that like super scary at this point?
I don't know. It's Wookin here.
Yeah,
So the 7-hour thing was a joke, right? No, the 7-hour thing wasn't a joke. It was I can tell you what that was. I kept changing it in the YouTube settings and then closing it and going about my business, and it would revert back again, and I'd change it, and then it'd revert, and then I'd change it, and then finally I found a little save button just off the bottom of the screen that allowed me to actually change and save it, and then anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here. I mean, I said
you need a bigger screen, maybe.
Maybe I do. I mean, I've already got 2 of the things sitting around, but you just don't seem to be able to see everything.
I never used the other one. Like, I'm using it now. This is like basically the first and only time I used the other screen. Otherwise, it's like having a picture on the wall. It's just a frame with a picture.
Yeah.
It's not even a picture of me. Should have been. That would have been cool. It was just me, like, you can do it, Simon. Whenever I do a YouTube video. That would have been fun, but it's not. It's a picture of my cat, so. Pretty nice.
That's, yes. Well, it's either nice or nightmarish, isn't it? I mean, your cat has a certain
you don't like
something
cat,
to it.
Right?
No, I'm not saying I don't like your cat. Just saying that as one says, here's a cat, and you go, oh! If one's first reaction is perhaps...
Like YouTuber drama that Robin doesn't like my cat.
No, it's just one's initial action could be reaction could be one of shock, I think, and then oh, it's a cat. That's okay.
It's so cute.
So, Simon, for the benefit of my audience who perhaps have no clue who you are, because they're all they know everything about me now. Where are you, and what do you do?
I'm Swedish.
Ah. So you've got there's nothing going on over your way. It's as if nothing happened, is how it is in Sweden. Isn't that how it is?
I don't want to speak out of terms. I don't want to get shoveled to death by a bunch of Swedish senior citizens. But it's kind of we're taking a pretty different approach. Like, people are out more than before,
Yeah.
I would say, or I don't know. The only reason I've noticed it is because I'm out a lot, so I guess I'm part of the problem from that point of view. But I'm working as well, so it's I don't know. It is what it is. It's hard to. I am in no position to say what's right and what's wrong when it comes to how a country or government should handle a crisis. So I guess it will be easier to say when it's all done.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to say too much of my personal opinions on the matter on record.
No, that's fine.
Join the Discord. Join the Magpie, and I will be drunk in voice chat and scream about how passionately I believe Sweden is doing the right or wrong thing.
Well, fair enough. I hadn't intended to compare notes or anything. It's just mildly interesting. And and as far as YouTube goes, what's your thing? What's your bag, man?
I have a vacation from YouTube.
Oh,
like
do
from
you?
Social media. Yeah, I haven't posted on YouTube for, I don't know. A crazy stalker fan might know. I have no idea. Like 1 month or 2 months or something. And I'm not posting anywhere else either. So I'm just chilling on Discord. I'm working a lot because of the situation, since I work in healthcare-ish. So I kind of have to work a lot. And then I'm just making music instead. Like I don't feel any pressure whatsoever to make content ever. So there's no real difference. And I needed a break, like even before the whole situation. So that was just a weird timing. Like my break sort of started before that, out of nowhere, like out of the blue. But I like to keep it mysterious because that makes for cooler comeback later.
Yes.
So
no, make no promises. Make no promises. Break no promises.
Yeah, kind of. But it's also, I don't know, it's very nice to not edit videos for a while. That's the only boring part of doing YouTube stuff. It's editing videos. Well,
it's a weird thing. I really quite enjoy the edit. I can sit here and edit all day. I find that not lethargic. There's another word that I'm trying to find. Cathartic. There we go. I feel like I'm making the world right somehow in every slice and every butt and bits and pieces that I'm, butting up film. I mean, sir. So, I feel like I'm in control. It's one of the places I'm in control.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I just feel it's really boring to do. Like the practical thing of doing it. It's like the mixing stage of making music, I guess. It's also pretty boring to do because it's a lot of
I don't do that anymore. I find if I haven't captured it in a take, then I'm not that fussed. I don't have much that goes to mixing stage anymore. It's all in the it's happened. I've stuffed it in a thing, and then I'll forget about it, and I'll go on and do something else. So
You still don't release that much music? I feel like that's a recipe for releasing a ton of music.
One would think, but there's the problem is it ends up on a recorder or maybe on the computer in a thing. And then you have to do stuff with that, and I don't ever have the time to actually do stuff with that. So
because you're editing.
Well, because I'm making more videos. I want to do more videos. I want to go on to the next thing.
Yes, this is priority, I guess.
Yeah.
My deadline for coming back to YouTube 100%, like it depends sort of on. I have a lot of cool ideas that I might want to do, and if I do them now, I might feel like I should post them because I have so much in the back catalog now. Like probably 100 videos. Let's just say a number. It's probably way more, but let's say 100 videos that are not posted, but they're recorded and everything.
Wow.
So I could just edit and upload. But now I'm just gonna delete everything because it's not. I can just do other stuff. I guess it's not worth anything, anyways.
That's
just time.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you do. I think sometimes you feel that weight of value that you've applied to something, and as you say, but that it's a fake construct. It's something
exactly.
You attach that to it because you feel you've sweated over it. Like people should see. They need to see this video. It's like if I've got one that I haven't released for I know embargo reasons or because it was for some other thing and it's sitting there staring at me in my list of videos, it drives me nuts. It's like I needs to be out there. People need to be seeing this.
Content. Depends on the content also.
Yeah.
If it's just you doing shenanigans, or if it's like a brand thing or something like that. Like it's very different on, or based, as I said, on the content. But then also like things don't like a thing doesn't get the value when you're releasing it. That's not when something becomes valuable. Sometimes it's cool to just record a video for the sake of recording the video. Then it's already fulfilled its purpose. You don't need to post it. Like I've always done that. I always have tons of videos that never go up, because sometimes I film like 4 videos in one night because I'm really drunk and think that every idea is good. So then maybe I post one of them. It depends.
Yeah, but you're a more creative space thinker, though. I think I tend to have something that I want to do, and then I achieve that, and that's, you know, it's a very linear approach to things. So it's like I've got a stack of things that I need to do, finish, take this, take that, do that, and so I'm not really. I don't think the videos that I do are a splurge of creativity. That may happen during the course of the video, but that's my creativity. I think perhaps comes within the twiddling of the knobs that I do in between, or as the end music, or the bit at the end or the middle.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on when you come up with ideas. Like I have a tendency to come up with an idea when I'm doing a thing. Like if I'm doing a video where it's like, oh, what if you sample an elephant, can you make it sound like a tortoise? Okay, then I do that, and then maybe I figure out, wow, it's cool if I pitch down this sound, so then I can do a video about pitching down sound. This was a really weird and bad example, but just to so you understand the thought process. Like sometimes ideas comes to me when I'm doing an already existing idea. And then I can just do that instead. Like that happens. I sometimes end making a video because I have a better idea. I'm gonna do that instead. And then I delete the file and start over.
I usually stop making a video when I hit something I've suddenly realised that either I don't know what I'm talking about, or this just isn't working. This thing, it's not doing. I thought it was going to do this thing, and it no longer does. But you know.
But then it does another thing. You just switch the title and thumbnail, and then you have a fully functioning video with concept and story and everything, all inclusive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely depends on the goal as well of a video. Like if you want to prove a point in a video, but that's if that's what you do. If you're just, I want to review a thing, then it's pretty easy because that's what you do.
Yeah.
You review a thing.
Although I mean, I don't find that easy either necessarily. I find I seem to have to climb a hill
on a
every
conceptual
time.
level.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but on a conceptual.
Yeah. I mean, I feel I have to get over a big hump before I can start on a video. Like, you know, if I'm trying to review a product, I've got a new product. Everything about me tells me I am not qualified to talk about this product. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm doing, and so I'll find anything else to do rather than open that box and start working on it.
So don't do it.
But I want to do it. But
there are other things you can do with products.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I did drop one in my last video that I did. That was exciting. I mean, it didn't look remotely staged. Yeah.
Shit.
Cool.
That's pretty good for a review. So,
I know,
if it survives. It's really bad for the review if it doesn't survive.
Yeah, no, it was all right. I felt very rock and roll.
Yeah.
So what was your music? So what?
Rock stars. Yeah. Oh, my music.
What music are you working on then?
I don't know. How do you categorize that? Like genres? Or
no, I mean, are you making synthy electro? Well, I suppose then, I don't know. I don't have no clue what genres really mean. Are you doing heavy guitar music? Are you recording bands? Are you doing one man thing? I have your Cat album on here somewhere.
Yeah. Think a Cat album, but even more annoying. Like Cat album on steroids. Because
Yeah.
I'm basing it on toys. Like I've been doing this for a long time. I'm working on this album for more than a year maybe, but it's very slow process because I'm not actively working on it all the time. But now I kind of am. So it's based on toys and toy instruments. That doesn't mean that I'm exclusively using toys or toy instruments. It's just a basis for whatever I want to make, which in itself is super annoying. So then it's the classic kind of pop-ish Magpie. La 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 la.
Yeah, no,
That
nice.
kind of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. So imagine earworms on top of puking sounds on top of a lot of toy instruments. That's how annoying it's going to be.
Okay, yeah. I can see that's going to play well with the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, the kids are going to love
Kids
it.
are going to love it.
But it is fun. I'm in the writing lyrics stage at the moment for a lot of songs because me producing music is basically doing everything at once. I don't write songs. I make songs. Like I'm writing them whilst I'm producing them and so on.
Yes.
So I need to write all the lyrics at the moment, which is a gruesome process.
Oh, I'm sure. I think that's the hardest. That's the hardest bit for me. I think because I think it's a common. It's not. Look, I would say it's a problem. And I've been told off for calling it a problem before. It's, music can just be music. It doesn't have to be a song with words. Who wants to listen to something that I have to say? But I think in electronic music, in my viewing of it, we don't have many songs. We don't have a culture of songs, and I think it should have it. I think it should do because we're failing to tell our story. We're failing to. Of course, you can express yourself through your noise. That's fine, but we also need to speak the truth or speak ourselves out. And I find that a huge challenge. A huge challenge. Well, as opposed to when I was playing folk music, I could write a song every day, no problem. Walking down the road, that's fine. But trying to bring a lyric to modular music or something like that, I find enormously challenging. But also something that I aspire to, something that I want to get to, a place I want to go.
Yeah, I don't know why it is like it is, but it is. It's very true. There is a ton of electronic music with no lyrics. I don't know why. It just is like that. I guess it's nice. People like it.
Yeah. I think people get tired of listening to the same old crap. I want the same sentiments. Do you know what I mean? But
what do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
Much of the lyrics that we hear are just the same old stuff churned out over and over again. And
that sucks. That's really shit.
And there becomes a flipping point, I think, in your life when you realise that everything you have to say has already pretty much been said, and you don't really feel like you have anything to contribute.
Try and figure out cool things that nobody said. I'm really happy whenever I'm almost close to having a cool thing to say. Like I was talking about it on voice chat before on Discord. Join my Discord, Magpie. Fuck yeah. But I had. One, it's not even rhyming. It's just the people that are trying to tell you right from wrong are the same motherfuckers watching incest porn.
Yeah.
This is a really good thing. Not the thing is not a good thing, but in mine it's a really good line of thought. Because it's probably true as well.
Well, like I say, we need to speak these things out, man. That's what it needs to be all about. Otherwise, it just all becomes too introspective, too inward-looking.
Who cares who I am? More fun if I can talk shit about others in my music. Maybe. I don't know.
So do you still mixing on Cubase 3?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I actually started on Cubase 3 when I was a kid, growing up. I don't know. Cubase is a shit program. I love it. I have 10 now since a while back. It's really shitty in comparison to most other, like Ableton and even Logic and those other ones that I don't know what they're called, GarageBand. But I like it. It's nice.
Yeah. I think, well, it's always had a lot going for it. I think it's had a space, a few versions, I think, where it's just been a little bit overwhelming. There's sort of like, there's too much there. It's piling the windows on top of each other, and it gets a bit busy. That's sort of my vibe with Cubase at the moment.
Yeah, there are no logic shortcuts. You either have this keyboard overlay thing, it seems. I see so many people having that. And if that's what you need to make good music, then maybe you should switch program. Just saying. I don't know. That might be wrong of me to say. But I use it. But I don't do very technical stuff either. Like, I figure out a sound, and then I record that sound, and then I figure out another sound, so I record that sound. And then I do a MIDI track, and the program crashes, and it's amazing. I have a very shitty computer, as we noticed already in this lovely live stream.
Yeah, so we've experienced that. Yeah, we have.
Yeah, that's what I go through every day. It doesn't have a battery either, so whenever the power shuts down, which is not that frequent, but whenever it happens, everything's just gone, and I have to reboot, and I don't save frequently enough. But it's part of the journey, you know?
It is. Well, I've certainly discovered, being a person who has been a convert to modular over there somewhere, is every day's new. It comes and goes. It's there. It's gone. It's very exciting. Very exciting. I love all. Well,
you had 24 hours every day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a new patch is just around the corner. And there you are, done it all over again, and it's gone. The
worst one you ever did. You never know. Fun metric for success. Today I'm gonna make the worst patch I ever did.
Yeah. No, I can do that. I'm capable of that, I think. That's something that I don't even have to aspire to. That's something I can reach.
But you haven't
reach
tried,
every day.
So you don't know. You don't know. Might be super hard.
But I think that would be the intention behind it, though. As in, I could do it unconsciously.
Yeah. That's a good point. If it's on purpose, maybe that takes away some of the badness.
Yeah, but that would suggest that one would purposefully patch something on purpose in the first place, which has not been my experience, really. I do have an idea. It's like, oh yeah, I want to run a sequence, and I could make that happen, but then it all just goes awry after that point. There's no... I don't find following a plan. There is no plan, and trying to tell myself there's a plan through my modular stuff doesn't really ever seem to work out. Things just crash into each other and start happening or not, and I massage what seems to be working and try to pull out what isn't. And
that's really cool, though.
That's it.
Do you have videos doing that?
Yeah, I've done a couple of live stream jams and bits and pieces, and some other bits and pieces I put up. I mean, I'm usually, whenever I tend to review something, I end up making music with it to some degree, and so that usually ends up as a bit of a jam somewhere.
Well, I do have really cool with the psychology, and now I'm having this thought process, and now I'm gonna do this. Relatable.
Yeah, I mean, I did one shortly after we got the whole lockdown thing was going on. And I just came in here and turned everything on and started jamming, put it on live, and there for about an hour and a half, I think, and it just developed and was really nice, and a bunch of people were chatting, and it was and I did one of these things I've never done before. I'm playing with it. I just sat back and sat there and watched it for 10 minutes, while live streaming, which seemed like nuts, but it seemed completely appropriate, because I was whacked out of my head. I mean, in terms of with anxiety and craziness and facts and figures and what the heck was going on type, as opposed to artificially so. And so it just seemed to be a really good way of shedding some of that somehow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. Dope AF, bro.
Oh. Yeah, we need more calamities in our lives. No, we don't.
Oh, no, not that part, but the other part is dope. Maybe you should just have more anxiety over smaller things. So you just start doing that part more.
No, I like global calamities. That's really what I find inspiring. I think it takes something really huge to move me these days, sadly.
It is interesting, though, But we shouldn't talk about it.
No. No, one shouldn't. It's something we'll talk about in the future. We'll look back upon these times as the oddness with which it is.
But it's going to be a new generation, possibly. I know my spouse is talking a lot about that.
Well, you're having another baby.
No, but the generation, next generation is going to be post-corona generation.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be so big that it's going to be cause for the next generation to be.
Yes.
I don't know how generations works, but it's an interesting and
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there is going to become a flipping point, I think. I'm sure there are other things that were important, like Brexit and stuff. That felt really important.
Yeah.
But things have moved on.
TSR also like a huge important thing.
Well, I mean, we should mention that in as much as one of the reasons why I wanted to put together these chats at this time is because at this time we would normally be making our way to Berlin for Superbooth or Loop. And then shortly after that, people like ourselves, because we're massive YouTube influencers, would have been at Tommen in Bavaria, or wherever it was, hobnobbing with the manufacturers and getting to look at gear and stuff, because we're special and making videos. Yeah. And all of that has been cancelled. It's all gone away.
Not everybody can do that.
No, they can't.
You need a camera.
Yeah. They asked a lot of people, and we sort of stuck around long enough to stay.
Yeah.
And that was an important thing.
The only way to become a successful YouTuber is to just find time to edit a lot.
Yes. Oh no, it is that time.
Yeah, time. Just put a fuck ton of time into doing nonsense for a good amount of years, and then you're gonna be invited to Germany. It's basically the biggest thing that has happened to me as far as being a YouTuber goes. Like in a success kind of metric kind of system kind of thing, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it was really nice. I mean, it was such a lovely thing to be invited to. It was also interesting because you suddenly get a bunch of creative people come together, and creativity also seems to bring conspiracy. It brings deep levels of thought. It brings paranoia. It brings openness and happiness and joyfulness. It brings all of these emotions together, which I found completely fascinating, watching the conversation develop over what this thing was and who was involved in it. Because I don't know, I feel like I feel like I've done all my deep thinking. I did that years ago, and I don't really think that deeply anymore. I just kind of go, and get look, is that fun? Yeah, it's fun. Let's do that. Kind of approach to things.
But that sounds like it makes it way harder to write lyrics.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Well, that's why I struggle with that as well. I can't get down to those depths anymore. But
it's cool though. Like you've developed to be more of an optimist.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm like more cynical for every year. Yeah. So I hope there's a turning point.
I think there's a choice. I think you make a decision with every mouthful as to whether that spins out cynically or positively. Because I think we all share the cynicism. It's just whether you allow that to come out or not.
Yeah, but it's like the same with smiling, I guess. If you just smile more, you're happier. Psychology 101.
I've noticed myself smiling an awful lot because of Zoom meetings. Because now everyone that I see is on a screen where I can see myself. I'm suddenly find myself going, I look so much nicer when I smile.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, doing a lot of that at the moment. Sliding into shot, going. I come on,
it is funny that we're just half and half. I'm trying to pay attention to chat now. I'm going to start now.
Hey, Stephen's in the chat. Look at that. Hey, man.
Oh, yes? Invite him. We can talk all three if you're able to make that happen.
There's no way in hell I am pushing any buttons on this thing to make it.
Why is that motherfucker stop playing Minecraft though? He was on my Minecraft server. Why are you not on my Minecraft server, mister? Mister? I'm gonna answer. What is happiness? Good point. It's not really a point, but good point. Happiness is you
What is
playing
happiness?
Minecraft with me. Do you play Minecraft, Robin?
I do, yes. I have taken all three of my kids through Minecraft, and although I don't play it very often, but my
Join my
daughter now.
server. There are two servers.
What in the world?
No, in my world. Like I have one with Steven as well,
Oh, yeah.
and then we have a community one for the Magpie Pirates. Join
Oh,
both.
nice. Sure.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
live stream that shit. You, me, and Steven walking around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
not.
know.
I'm amazed
Sorry.
at my kids and how they play it, because I mean I remember it when it started, and my favourite thing to do is to start off in survival mode or regular mode, whatever it was called, and then just
like
try to
cooking?
last the night. Build a bed, build a little shelter, things like that. Whereas my kids are all off building palaces and fighting ender dragons, and it's like, what? I'm just trying to survive a night. I want to dig a hole, man, and find some coal. That's what I want.
It's cool. I like early game. I hate early game. If I don't have full enchanted diamond armor and all that,
What's all that?
I can't play. But then we need to play. Steven is proper noob. He doesn't know anything in Minecraft.
Oh, well, that's good then. I might feel like I know how to make a fire or something. Something to do with flint and a sheep,
What?
isn't it? No.
Yeah, that's a recipe for success right there.
No, you need it. What do you need a sheep for? I can't remember. Making a blanket, making a bed. You need sheep. Yeah.
Not anything wool, I guess.
Yes.
Anyways, we digress. We shouldn't
We
talk
do.
Sorry. You just said Steven is here. That was all I could think about.
That's interesting because we were talking about Tommen at the time as well. And
Oh, no. Don't get sad, Steven. You're a cool noob. Because you're a
Yeah.
cool guy. But you're a noob. Anyways. Yeah, he was there. That was fun.
yeah,
We made it. Were you in? We made Steven actually run around with the spring reverb, and we saw how long we could make the cable from the grandmother to the reverb tank. That was really weird, but fun.
yeah. You were going to go up early, weren't you, to have another go at the foot pedal?
Yeah, fucking Americans. They broke my world record.
Yeah.
They
And
didn't
they did it in-
mention that I had it, but I guess I had it because they broke it with like 2 pedals or something like that from what we did.
Yeah.
On just pure, let's do this kind of. It might be fun and cool if we do it. We didn't have rules. They made up rules now.
Yeah. And they did it in a big sort of proper space and like sort of did it properly. As opposed to, I love this. I love the fact that we just plugged it together throughout a shop, up a wall, and over here. And this isn't working. Throw that one out. Try this one out. It was brilliant. Just brilliant.
I guess the worst part about it is that the video that I uploaded is just us counting the pedals.
Well, that's what took,
on a
what
content
took the
level,
longest.
it's very bad content. It's just a couple of grown men counting
Counting
plugged
pedals.
It's not much of a video.
I never really got the hang of what it sounded like. Did it ever sound like anything?
Pretty much. Just like a drone. But it's a cool world record kind of drone. But it's also so easy to beat. Like any world. Have you looked up world records? Because I did it because it's fun now. If we were going to go to TSR, I was thinking maybe I can make up like 10 world records and we can break like 5 or 6 existing.
Yeah.
And all world records are stupid when it comes to shit like that. It's like, how long can you spin a basketball on a guitar? And then one person has done that once.
Yeah.
How long can you have a guitar standing on your cheek or whatever, your face?
What's the
It's like
longest
30
longest synthesizer solo? Could we
But
do one of those?
that might take some effort. But I mean, how long can you have a Moog synth in your mouth? Do it
Yeah.
minute, and then you have a world record. Like it's easy to get in the book, I guess.
Well, we talked about having a theremin one, didn't we? We fill a room full of theremins and see if you can walk through it without making any noise, or see if you can walk through it and make a tune through your movements.
But it's a cool floor on lava type situation for
It
sure.
is. It is.
But it's also on like on a content level, just having a room filled with Thermins and you walking into it is a good idea. It's hilarious to watch, you know?
Yeah, it would involve dancing and everything, I think.
Yeah. Doesn't need a world record, it's just fun. Like fun, remember kids, fun is more important than a world record. And also, nobody cares about fun anyways, so don't have it. Life coach.
It follows a bit more of a nihilistic approach, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But fun never took anyone anywhere. There's
Didn't
no
it?
professional whatever who is like
Professional
"I just
funsters?
had fun."
I don't
Yeah.
know, you've got clowns, haven't you? That's an occupation.
Yeah, but it's not a. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. But do they have fun? Really?
I
think
don't
they're just
know.
entertaining. Like it's
Yeah.
fun to have fun, but that's about it, pretty much.
I think, yeah, a lot of people work at providing fun opportunities for other people. Whether they are
Yeah.
actually fun or not is a whole other thing.
Yeah, but maybe you have stage fright as a clown as well. Like that might be
Yeah.
a thing.
But that's something
Well,
that you have to embrace somehow. You have to embrace the those feelings of dread and horror when you're about to do something in front of people like this. I dread these things. See, I don't
Well, you
even know
still
why
do
I
it.
do any of this. I should have like a normal 9 to 5 job and just like not do any of this because I feel like too much of an imposter to start with. So I've got massive imposter syndrome. I can't get over the hump to do a review because I don't think I know enough about anything or can't do anything. I'm scared stiff of doing live stream videos because it makes me feel
And then all of
like
a
a
sudden you
nightmare.
have a bunch of people watching. It's very
yeah.
fun like that.
Yeah, and here I am. I mean, all it takes is one person to say, "Oh, yeah, all right, mate," and it's like, "Oh, well, super, great, that's
Yeah.
fine."
Woo!
I love that.
But it is, I know I've talked about this passionately before in some forums, but I think it's interesting how many people have dedicated their lives to run as fast as possible, for example. Like that's the thing that a lot of people do. Just, I'm going to be the fastest running person. And then there's all these kinds of different distances, and some people jump over things while they're doing it, which is interesting as well. But just that into perspective to what you're doing, the pain you go through. Like imagine that shit.
Absolutely, because I mean, I've always thought that if I only stuck at one thing, I might be really good at it, you know. But I can't seem to do that. I want to do this and this. I want to do that and that and that, and have a go at that and have a go at that, and sort of pretend that I'm more or less an expert in all of these things, because I don't know, I like doing that too, you know. So
My
I'm never
approach
going to be a
is-
great anything because
No,
I don't
exactly.
stick at anything long enough. But I'm kind of happy with that. I want to do the next
Yeah.
thing.
My approach is to try as much as possible and hope to be like naturally good at something. At one point, maybe. I
Yeah.
haven't found it yet.
But we're told we're supposed to have that faculty. We're supposed to have a something within us. You know, it's like finding your soulmate, and then the perfect job that you should be doing is the thing that you are most passionate about. And that's what you should be doing, which is just nonsense. I've never heard so much. That's never going to happen. Andrew, sorry, I have to say, Andrew, hi, you're fabulous, mate. Thank you for that.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
They're talking about gear and shit like that.
Oh no. I get that all the time. See, I come on these live streams to pour my heart out, and people are talking about tempests and MIDI controller keyboards and oh right, have you seen that ring modulator? That kind of thing.
I only had a kawaii. Are they talking about kawaii? I had a kawaii thing once, but like a huge kawaii organ.
I had a K5000 workstation, I think it was. It was one of those. I made a lot of bad decisions with purchasing things I do badly generally. I tend to pick the wrong thing, but for all the right reasons. And I picked the K5000, the workstation version, because it had a general MIDI set of sounds inside it, which I felt I needed for general stuff. But it meant that was the version that didn't come with all the knobs for the real-time control, which was a real shame. So I never really fully appreciated the additive synthesis angle.
Yeah, but I guess that's like, I don't know. I have a hard time with people saying that they need stuff that they want. Just as a thing, you know? I don't like
Hmm.
that. I don't like the term need things. You
No.
don't need it. Like either you want it or you don't want it. You don't need it. Anyways, I don't understand what you were saying. Anyways, so, sounded cool though. Very
Yeah, cool.
technical.
Yeah, yeah.
I like one-trick ponies. Like, not gonna lie, I like a thing that does its thing, and then I know what it does. I don't want these power horses that can do
Yeah.
so much within this one thing, because I'm never gonna learn it to begin
No.
with. I'm never gonna be able to. So if it just does one thing, then I can combine it with other things that does other things, and that means that I might together within that combination make something that might be good.
I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's certainly my approach to modular is, it needs to do one thing. It needs to do it on the front. If it's hidden behind somewhere, I can't find it, and it's not going to interest me.
That was
Ooh.
actually before we started this live stream. I said
Yeah.
I had a thing to say, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to say it. But that was like the shame in not utilizing something to its full potential. Like if you
Yes.
get a thing that is very technical and competent in what it can do, but you never utilize it to its full potential, then
Yeah.
you feel sort of ashamed. I think that's a thing that's occurring within people, because I know that it's occurring in me, that
Yes.
I have a IntelliGel Metropolis, like the
Oh yeah.
sequencer, really smart sequencer, and I just use it in its basic fucking. I take pitch out, and, pitch steps. That's all I do with it. I might set a BPM on it. That's all I do, and that's $600 or something like that, which is completely pointless.
Yeah. No, I can absolutely relate to that. I've got things like over here in this box, which you can't see. I have no, I can't remember what it's called. Tell me what it's called, chat. Oh, a Hermod. Hermod, is that the word? Squarp. Yes, fantastic URAC sequencer thing that I can't get my head around. I can't get anything out of it, so it's no longer in my rack. It just sort of sits around staring at me. But every time I see it, I think, I was going to do a review of this. It's just I can't get beneath the surface enough to feel I could talk about it. I mean, funny enough, I was slightly encouraged by a review that Cuckoo did, because Cuckoo is this immense god of a man, and he did a review of the Hermod, and it just really wasn't very good. He kind of stepped through each thing and talked about it like it was the first time he'd ever seen it. And that's how I felt with it. That each time I pressed a button, it was like the first time I'd ever seen that menu, and I'd be going, "Bleh, I'm not quite sure what to say about this." And sort of neither did he, and that felt nice, because it's like, oh good, I'm not the only one then. Not the only one who's struggling with this thing. But he got through it, and he didn't look like an idiot like I would, but I could kind of sense he was a little bit kind of, oh, what the fuck, what's this going to do? So, yeah. So that was good.
Yeah,
But no, I can feel that.
It took me a long time to realize, as a viewer, as a viewer of your content as well, it took me a long time to understand that my bar for learning things, it seems to be way lower than most YouTubers, I guess. I bought things from watching reviews, got it, and not understood it at all. And I have the time to put into learning something, but I seemingly can't do it anyways. Like, it takes forever. I have a bunch of Arturia stuff that I'm not able to do anything with. I'm just not. And it took me a long time to just understand that that's me, and fair enough. Let's work with what I understand instead of trying to figure out what I don't.
Yeah.
It's going to be more creative that way.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, one of the things that I really like to do is unpack something which is difficult. I mean, there's some stuff I just hit a brick wall and I can't be asked, but other things I like to try to, to pull the guts out. Because, I mean, I've dealt with newbies all my life. All of my career in music technology has been dealing with people struggling to get simple things to work. And I seem to have developed a talent. Is it a natural talent? I don't know. A
You're,
talent for
you're pedological.
yeah, for unpacking things in a way that makes sense to me, and so therefore seems to make sense to most of the people that I'm talking to. So, you know, I find those sorts of things quite interesting. But as I say, there are some things that I just don't have the time.
It also depends on the goal, I guess. Like, my goal is always to make music. So yeah. My goal is never to understand something completely. That's not on my bucket list, to understand gear. Either I'm able to make music with it or I'm not. And if I'm not, then I will not make music with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't buy a lot of it. I don't invest in like gear that costs a fortune either. I buy shit from eBay. so I don't have to care as much. I think that if you invest a lot of money in gear, then maybe you need to put time into it, because time is money.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that becomes slightly unreal when you find yourself in the privileged position of being given something, you know, that's quite expensive in order to play with or to review or whatever. You lose that sense of value, and so there's a danger, I feel it, that I can discard stuff quite easily, which other people would kill to have, you know, and I just go, yeah, you know, whatever. I don't really care that much. It's over there. I haven't really played with it, and I think it takes a little bit of effort to remind yourself that how privileged one is, you know.
Though. You don't answer yes, send me stuff to everyone who asks you.
Right? Don't I?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, no, mostly I do. Yeah, I mean, mostly I do.
No to everyone, basically, because I know, like, looking at the thing, maybe I pay attention, like, look a couple of videos up, and then I like, not pointless to send me. I'm not gonna learn this.
Yeah. Well, when I get to that position, then I certainly would. But mostly, I don't. It's not the norm for me. It's an occasional bonus, I would say. So.
I don't. It's not like I get a fuck ton. I don't think that many brands want to be on my channel to begin with. I'm not that brand friendly. But at the same time, I get a lot of like Bluetooth speakers and podcast microphones, which I'm not sure what a podcast microphone is.
No. But
it's USB, so that's a thing. I don't know if there's anything more to it that makes it specifically for podcasts, but maybe. But a lot of stuff like that. And then, I don't know, like I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I'm asking for more things from like friend-ish brands, like brands that I've now grown up with over the last 5 years, that have always existed since before I started making YouTube stuff. And like, if they drop something new, it looks shiny and I want to touch it, but I sometimes get it, but sometimes not.
Yes. Someone just asked a question in the chat, just to bring the audience in for a second, asking if did I really buy the Surfaces that I use, because the other thing that I do is that I make videos about the Surface Pros from Microsoft, and I have bought every single one of my Microsoft Surfaces, except I did get a original Surface 3, I think, from a party in New York, which was an awesome thing. I felt I finally made it in 2015. No, that's it. I got given one of those. That's the entry level, not even the Pro version Surface. The rest of the Surfaces, the Surface Pro 3, Surface Pro 4, Surface Pro 2017, Surface Pro 6, Surface Pro 7, I purchased all of those personally with my own money.
Hard-earned cash.
Microsoft have lent me a Surface Book, and they did load me a Surface Pro X recently. So, once or twice. But most of the time, no, I buy a lot of my own stuff. And I sell on a lot of my own stuff in order to fund the next thing. So, yeah, no, I don't get these things dropped on me. I do it because it interests me, and because I wanted to push the idea of doing a YouTube channel about something that interests me and hopefully interested other people, which has now gone into all sorts of different areas that I hadn't expected at the time, like modular and synths and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to not be stuck in... Like, it must be hard to be a very specific content creator where everyone expects you, because I've fallen victim for almost that a couple of times. Like whenever something becomes kind of popular on my channel, for example, I did bass videos recently because we filmed a lot of them with a friend and it was really fun to do. But then I noticed that a lot of the new audience wanted me to only do that. They expected that because that's how YouTube kind of works, and that's not how people work. So so that's nice that you can be flexible. It's a privilege on the platform as well to be able to not have to do stuff, but only want to do stuff. When it comes to make ends meet, I have a job, so I don't really have to give a fuck about my content anyways. So I have a salary, you know. I have that 9 to 5. I can do what I can. The example that people bring up, don't bring it up before me, but I did a video where I sat on the toilet for an hour. Yay!
Yeah.
It's before anyone else says it in chat, if someone knows. Which is nice. It's a nice privilege as well.
How many of us YouTubers that we know do it full time though? I mean, do you know? I know that Bo has recently, or this year, has gone or pushing it full time. Anybody else that we're familiar with?
I guess Cuckoo, maybe Luke Pop, maybe Heimbach is sort of doing it full time. Like those guys have a lot of success on Patreon, so they could do it based on Patreon. I think they could do it. But it depends, like, I guess many do commission work as well.
There's a lot of sound design
into it.
Yeah.
Like Heimbach is obviously Heimbach full time. That's what he does. He is Heimbach. But that doesn't mean that the YouTube thing is full time.
Yeah, Cuckoo's the same, I think, with that kind of vibe. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because I see all the stuff that people release and the merchandising and then the sound packs and the patch libraries and all these little bits and pieces to try to generate enough of an income to make it work. It's really interesting. I just can't find the time. But that's the problem with maintaining a job while trying to do this, is that there has to come a point where you kick the job to the side and do it, I suppose. But I don't.
If you want to. I like my job. I like having a job. It gives a good perspective to making YouTube and stuff like that as well. Like to have that included in my life. So I'm not only like imagining being Simon the Magpie full time. Fuck that. Nobody like that.
Nobody wants to see that. No. No, I mean that's a really interesting point. Because I mean I remember talking to Nick Batt at Sonic State. I asked him about when do you get to make your music, that kind of thing, and he was saying that he's playing on stuff all day, reviewing stuff all day, writing about it, talking about it. So when he gets home, the last thing he wants to do is actually make music. And it's like, that can't be right, can it? That can't be where we get to. But I mean, I think since
not
then,
everybody wants to make music either. Like that, I learned that the hard way in a lot of discussions with other YouTubers. That not everybody is interested in the releasing music aspect or the making of a finished music product. Like some people just enjoy fiddling with gear. And that's okay. I'm passionate about making music. Hence, I can take time to only make music. And then that might be my demise. Nobody's going to hear it and nobody's going to watch my videos when I come back to YouTube. Like but I don't have to give a fuck because I have a job. So
no, that's right.
That's okay.
See, it's interesting. It gives you a different level of power. It gives you power over your own way of doing things. Because Patreon can be a bit of a weight. It can be an obligation. It can be. I have pressure.
Almost 60. I have almost 60 Patreons now.
I think I hit 73. I'm on 73 at the moment.
It's not a competition.
It is. It's a lovely thing. I can't.
Come to me. Go from Robin. Come to me.
me. So what are you giving? What are you giving your patrons then?
I switched it up now to have. I only have one tire, which is a $5 one, and then you get access to a ton of stuff. There's gonna be more. I'm gonna make, since I have a lot of shit. I don't know if you know this, but I have like a lot of stuff here because I do so much eBay. Like look at this one, for example. Like wow, Looks cool. Oh, shit.
It looks
Nobody
like
knows what it is.
it looks like a Buddha machine. Looks like one of those ones that just creates its own music.
Yeah, it's like a Soviet synth thing. Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is like the first Casio keyboard, the 201 or whatever it
Oh,
is.
nice.
Yeah, 201. Which direction am I? Ooh. So I'm gonna make a lot of sample packs and stuff like that.
Ah,
Maybe. One day.
yeah. No, that's nice.
Which is fun.
Sadly, I don't give my poor old patrons much at all. I mean, I keep asking them, what do you want? You know, I could do you a screensaver shot, or something. I don't really know. I mean, I'm enormously grateful to them for being there because it's extraordinarily helpful, and I would absolutely do whatever it is they want me to do if they wanted me to do something. But they appear
Pictures
content.
of your feet.
Yeah, they seem content to just throw me a couple of quid, which is like fantastic.
Yeah, but then
Do
your
that.
content is good enough. Then they're doing
Yeah.
it because they're passionate about your YouTube, which is
Yeah,
what I
exactly.
hope that my Patreons are as well. Like, I'm not giving them a bunch of things. I'm doing it because I want to. Like, I have all of this shit that I buy from eBay. I might as well promise them to make sample packs. Otherwise, I won't do it.
Yeah.
That's like my only incentive to do it, and I should do it because the world kind of needs it. Because nobody gets to touch all of these things because they're, first of all, some of them are pretty rare, and when they show up on eBay, they're not worth what they cost at all. So a lot of my patronage money goes to things like buying a toy synthesizer for $300 that is worth $2, like in real money. Like, it's not worth what it costs. So then I can put up sounds from it instead. But then also, just so you know, Patreons, so you're not your money goes to waste. I'm paying for the podcasts to be online as well.
Ah,
It costs money. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So £10
which
a year,
everyone
isn't it?
can join in. Like, anyone can make podcasts for Magpie Pirates. I need to do like a video about it, how to do it and stuff like that. Because I want it to be a public podcast for anyone, because not everyone can afford or want to pay money to have a podcast on iTunes and shit like that. So if it can be a community type platform where everyone can make, because most people are interested, and most people are interested in just when they're doing regular life type shit to listen to a podcast. So it would be interesting to hear, like, all the people in the chat right now.
Yeah.
All of those guys are probably making music or something to that extent, which could be interesting to hear about their journey. So if they have a platform where they can talk about that, like we're talking now, and upload to a place where other people will listen to their journey and they can play their own music as well. That's nice in my head. I think that's cool.
So you're like running a channel? Is that
Yeah,
the kind
basically.
of the thing? Yeah.
That's how we started. We started the Magpie Pirates YouTube channel as well, which is really
Right.
cool. Like, making a community YouTube channel where people can come together and collab and upload on a channel. And maybe that channel have a couple of thousand subscribers, but you have 5 listeners on your Bandcamp or SoundCloud.
Yes.
Then that might be a springboard or a segue to new listeners.
Yeah.
Like, doing things like that, using what's usable platform-wise. Because all of a sudden I have like 120,000 subscribers now or something, like, soon. It's ridiculous. I might as well do some good with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's powerful, man. You know, it really is. I mean, so many people are crying out just to be heard. You know, if only I had the
Yeah.
opportunity. It's like when that moment that you get liked, you get a tweet liked by someone who's got 1 million followers, and it's like, you know, would it kill you to retweet it? Would it? You know, just to press that button next to it. I mean, it's nice that you like this, but why not retweet it? Because, you know, we all just want to get heard a little bit more. I think that's a great thing. Fantastic
Yeah.
thing.
But I think it's what the fuck is the word? Like, it's an environment of being very protective of what you're doing,
Yes.
not
Yes.
give space to others. Because it's
Yes.
also like, people are coming to your channel, for example, to watch your videos, with you in them, your style, your voice, your face, beautiful face. So because we've seen that with huge YouTubers like Shane Dawson, for example, have tried multiple times to feature other YouTubers, smaller YouTubers,
Right.
on his channel. Like every Thursday, this other person is uploading to my channel, and it's never a success story because the audience wants to be wants to watch that guy, the main guy, the Shane Dawson guy. But if the premise is that these are community platforms to begin with, so it's not my channel, I can market it on my channel, but my channel is still just me, and that's what the audience are there for, or whatever. But the premise is that this is community stuff, so people know that from the get-go. When they subscribe, they know that it's going to be multiple different people doing multiple different stuff. Then you've already opened.
Yeah. I think that reminds me of something actually about, you know, Jade, Doorless Jamming Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did this rather wonderful, I thought, ambient radio thing. And she took a lot of shit for that, which, reading comments on Facebook, because we all get tied up in this idea that we own these bits of creativity that we do and we need to be rewarded for that, and if we're not being rewarded for that, we're not insisting that we are personally rewarded for our creative work, then we are perpetuating this idea that music should be free, and you know, all of this political and ideology starts getting wrapped up in this rather lovely idea that she would just let this radio station play and people can put their work on it and people could hear it. I mean, it sounded like...
But it's all about communication and marketing, I guess. Like the idea that working for... what the fuck is what is it called? Exposure. Like working for exposure.
Working for exposure,
that debate has been under fire for a long time. Like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You shouldn't do it. It's not money, and it might never equivalent to money in the first place, like to get exposure. But if it were your friends, if I invite friends to do stuff with me, are they then working for exposure? What's that? We're just doing it because we're friends. I happen to have the platform. Like, it's that's a weird balance in that. It
is difficult to navigate, I think. And I think, well, for me, I think
it needs to be straightforward, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you don't have to do it. Nobody needs to do anything. But if you want to, this is the premise. This is what it is. There you go. This is what I'm providing. I'm not going to pay you. That's what I say to everyone I'm collabing with. I'm not going to pay you. Just so you know, I can't afford it.
Yeah. But I mean, for a lot of time, you just have to go and do something because it's either fun or interesting or it inspires you in some way. You know, if you're trying to do something for work, that's a whole different feel to it. But if something just comes, hey, come and do this, it's like, yeah, let's do that. That'd be great.
That's also a big part of why I have a regular job, because it's simple on paper. I go there, I do my duties for those hours that is on my schedule, then I go home, and every month I get a salary.
Yeah. Like,
that's how easy it is to have a job on paper, basically. I don't know. I'm getting a bit tipsy, so I might have lost something in there. But just saying, like, that compared with being like you and me are on YouTube and turning that into your livelihood.
Yes.
That's some abstract type shit right there.
It is. And it's something which is very quick to disappear as soon as the power goes or the internet changes or, you know, something steps in. You suddenly have no skills of any kind that you can transfer to anywhere else, particularly. But also, I mean, it's interesting because we're in, both of us appear to be in this place where we work and yet we do this. And if only it wasn't quite so much hard work, it would be a glorious place to be. Everyone would do it. Exactly, yeah.
But more and more people are, and it's funny how there are like not universities, but like a pretty high standard of school that are teaching people to be social media influencers in Sweden, at least.
Yeah.
Like, you can study that shit. You can study how to be a social media influencer. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Either you're likable and people are gonna watch you, or not. Basically. Anything
No,
interesting in your thumbnail and clickbait, or you don't get any views.
I don't know. I've lost my faith in the thumbnail business. I did try. I mean, after Tommen last year and under your guiding hand, I did go a bit crazy with thumbnails, and I have no idea whether that had any effect on anything whatsoever. I've kind of calmed it down a lot more, except for this particular
Simple.
show.
Like the message needs to be like that. In title as well. People need to. It just needs to be a key thing that people just know what it is.
Yeah.
Because then at least the audience that you want are gonna click it.
Yeah.
Like nobody who likes Eurorack is gonna click on a title that says Eurorack. But at least you know that everybody who clicks the title that says Eurorack are into Eurorack. Like that. This is logic. And then the broader you want to go, if you want to have like a viral video, then it needs to be something that is appealing to a really broad audience.
Well, we've been working as a family towards the idea of doing our own sort of quarantine synth jam, because we were very impressed by this family that we saw that did a song from Les Miserables with some changed words, and that was brilliant. And we watched it, and it looked very raw and very fascinating. This family doing this little skit, and then boom, it goes viral. They get millions and millions of views. But then when you dig a little deeper, they've got loads of these videos. They've been doing it for months. They're they're working really hard at producing all this stuff, and then of course they make a mistake of trying to release their own music, which is like, no, we just wanted the parodies. That's no good. So
start with making covers if you want to make your own music.
Yeah.
It's a life coach tips for you, because you're gonna be known for making covers. Like you're fucked. Nobody cares about your own music. But also, like put Zoom in the title and in the clicky thingies, because Zoom is what's viral at the moment. People are doing a lot of Zoom type videos where fooling my teacher on Zoom.
Aha. Yeah. But I'm not above that. I did the video on the iRig stream for precisely those sorts of reasons. Because I thought I need to make my Instagram little videos better, because they were pretty awful going through your phone microphone. So I got in touch with IK and said, "Oh, look, you do that little box. Would you send me one and I'll do you a video?" Usual sort of ducking and diving. And they said, "You don't have to, of course.
You can.
I'll send one back, or I'll send it back afterwards, or something." So they did, and then I made a video, of course, and it's been huge, because it's what everybody's doing right now, is live streaming. So it's perfect timing, perfect, and that was all completely planned, as in cynically done.
Like, it's based in such an awful thing that is trending to do. It's not before, but like it's a pandemic.
Yeah,
it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Things go viral because of a pandemic, which is it's a reason to why I'm not making like content about it, because I would feel like a shitty person. But that's just like my interpretation as well. Like you could interpret it to be like, but I want to give people happy things while they are in quarantine and shit like that.
So you could have been making 20-second hand washing videos. That would have been your vibe.
Yeah, but also, like, if I wanted to make it like Simon the Magpie-esque, I could have made like a hydro microphone thing, like a waterproof microphone, and I record like the audio from washing my hand, and then I do a production. And that's just one angle on it. I know that other people have done angles with fucking about with the toilet paper situation and shit like that. Like, it's easy to come up with content. I personally just don't feel like I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. Like, I always... That's my spectrum. Do I want to or do I not want to? It's very binary.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Totally. Yeah. No, I agree.
You're looking at chat. Synth Anatomy shout out.
Hey, Tom's in the house.
Yeah.
He says he makes ASMR synth videos.
I did that twice.
Are you tapping the video?
I did that with the OP1, because the OP1 has so nice clicky sounds with the keys and stuff. I did that twice. Uploaded, made it private. I cringed out myself, like I was whispering and shit, like with the stereo microphone and everything.
Yeah.
And people liked it. I was just, no, this is disgusting. I don't like myself doing it.
Well, my
But I
wife
watch a lot
watches.
of ASMR.
Yeah, my wife watches ASMR videos sometimes at night in order to help her sleep, and it is a fascinating genre. It's a thing. It's a whole thing that's grown up.
Very
It's
sexualized,
just like
but there are nice things. There's a lot of weird ASMR on Pornhub. Just saying, it exists. It's just what it is, because that they're trying to fuck it. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna say Ephemeral Rift, I think is the name. Really cool person, cool dude, making a lot of really dope production wise. Like you're a YouTuber yourself. Like from a production point of view, you're gonna enjoy it. Ephemeral Rift puts a lot of time and effort into the video production of it all. And it's also a life hack for any music producers producing in DAW. If you take a YouTube video on your phone and you can go stereo out, just 3.5 millimeter, whatever, on YouTube, you can fast forward 15 seconds at a time by double tapping on the side. You fast forward in a video. If you do that with ASMR videos, you get a really cool shaker in stereo that is moving around. So you can do it in time to the BPM you're playing. It's like because they're making tiny sound.
Yeah.
A dope shaker. I'm using it for all songs on this album.
Oh, that's
it's
brilliant.
really cool.
Oh, fascinating.
I watch it too much. It is cool though. I like it. Billie Eilish. I would argue that Billie Eilish, that's ASMR, in my opinion. She's making ASMR music, kind of. I don't know. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
No, I don't know that well enough. No.
Same feeling. Anyways, I digress. Okay. ASMR folk. Is that a thing? I don't know.
Can't see why not.
Yeah, probably.
Lots of scratchiness on guitars and stuff. You could certainly put that in.
Yeah, but is the premise? I'm using the word premise a lot, but is it the premise that it's tiny? Like, are tiny sounds ASMR? Because that's always been my interpretation, that it needs to be small, intimate, close.
Yeah, that's certainly true. But there's just something about those sorts of. Perhaps it's up for some analysis, some tones and timbres, that make those sorts of sounds. I mean, it could be very modular. It could find its way. I mean, all you need is a rings and a, I don't know, something from noise engineering.
I'm thinking that it has to do with our already built up expectations of how a sound is to be. Like the sound of blowing on a candle so it's flickering. That's a tiny sound, but if you amp that in volume, for example, a lot, then that's very intimate, because you're already programmed to think that it's so small and tiny, just like tapping something. But if you're tapping like really close, it's very different than just tapping. Like just tapping something is not that cool. I don't know.
No, I think that. No, and also because you're whispering, you're keeping the level low so that the background sound is much louder, and that also contributes, I think.
Yeah, but do you get ASMR or your wife?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I don't.
She finds it tremendously helpful. I find it slightly strange, but then I think as a bloke, you're seeing a woman whispering at the camera. All sorts of different things go on in your head, inevitably. And so I find myself not engaging opening a book.
Yeah, but do you get the sensation, the whole...
Not that I'm aware of. No, I don't. My wife does, yes.
But do you get it in real life? I get it at like the dentist and stuff like that. No, I'm not aware of such things. I have Let me
sensations.
come over. I will whisper in your ear. We will see.
Yeah, all right. That'll work.
I don't know if it will, but we can turn it into a video.
Yeah.
Women are more into that stuff. That's sexist. Just saying. I don't know if you make that distinction. What even is a woman? We're gonna be philosophical. Is it a biological thing or a gender? I don't know.
Well, those are the sort of conversations I just thoroughly enjoy diving straight into.
People are people. There are no genders. That's what I believe. If you are a cat, according to you, then I'm supposed to respect that. Because why not? What the fuck do I lose on you saying that you're a cat? Like that you would identify as a cat? I should probably just accept that and move on.
Yeah.
And we will have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. No, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. Then
So
just apply that.
So what's next for you? Do you have a time scale? Yeah. So what's next for you?
What's next for we don't know if the apocalypse is happening right now. Like that's the question mark.
Yeah, so do you sit back and wait for that to happen, like a truck speeding towards you on the motorway, or are you?
I wait for it to hopefully not happen. That's how I would put it. Not waiting for it to happen. No, but it's on a, like, I guess what I'm saying, it's on a day-to-day basis. Since I don't know, since I'm Swedish, if they're gonna have a lockdown in Sweden. That might happen, and then I have to take that into consideration, and at the same time work. Like I need to go to my regular job still because it's one of those jobs that are still socially acceptable to go to. No, but it's important for society. That job, not to toot my own job. So I'm just going here because I don't live here. This is like a studio space in my in-laws' company. I just go here every day to make as much music as possible. Because that's how I prioritize it. I'm not prioritizing YouTube videos, and I'm laughing it off or whatever. But if I'm gonna prioritize anything at this point, it's making music for as long as I can. And then if it's a proper quarantine in Sweden, then I can't go here. So then I can't do anything here. But then I want it to be the music that I'm missing, and not the making of the YouTube videos. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah, it does. That's lovely. I like the sound of that. It's very intentional. You know, it doesn't sound like you're just lurching from one thing to another. It sounds like you actually have a path that you're following, you know, and a way of doing things, and things that are evidently important to you. And that's good, man. Having things that are important to one, I think, is part of the post-COVID way of being, knowing what's important.
Yeah, but it is fucked up. Like it's hard to digest, I guess. Like the last thing I heard with the numbers is that a lot of people are gonna die, and just that alone is fucked up. It's impossible to manage. Like you can't even digest that shit.
No, that's right.
Really fucked up, and we're not gonna be able to. I don't know. It's. I'm not going to say that it's pointless to talk about at this point, but it's pointless to talk about it in a live stream at this point, I guess. Because we're already, like, I don't know about you, but I'm talking about COVID all day, every day. And it's on the news all day, every day. And it's the only thing that you hear anything about all day, every day. Like, it's the only thing that is occurring. And I'm not saying that it's not... that it doesn't have its reason to why it is like that. It just is like that, which is fucked up. It's the only thing that we hear anything about, think about, whatever about. So it is fucked up. And hopefully we're going to be alive on the other side. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I found that it got enormously stressful early on. I had to make a decision not to watch the news for a few days just because it was too much. I'd be up like half the night on my phone scanning news, reading. It was just, and then I was waking up at 5 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep. It was just overload, absolute overload. So I did better after I backed off that a bit. So I no longer watch the briefings. I sort of catch up on them later on, things like that. Besides, I just start getting angry and throw things at the telly or radio because it. It's like, what are they talking about? It's all sound bites. And will you stop saying that? Whatever it is you keep saying all the time, just stop it.
But it's so many dilemmas as well. Like for some people, me included, it's both happening on an international level, on a regular level, and on a personal level. Like it's happening within the family, it's happening where you live and are, and it's happening internationally. So it's too much for you to handle, is what I feel. It's just coming at you from all those angles. Because for me as a working person, I have to do what Sweden says that Sweden has to do. But for me as a human being, I have to take into consideration my family and how my family does and my friends. And then it's the whole global aspect of what is everyone else doing and how is this affecting everything, like all fucking industries and shit like that. So it's a big explosion, which is really nice. Make music in that, for me at least, like it's personal. I know you handle things differently, but for me, when I come here, it's a closed off room that is kind of small, and I have all these toys, and I can make music that is about whatever else in life. It's very therapeutic in that sense. So I don't think about anything when I make music, and usually I even have a friend here, which is not everybody has that privilege, I guess, to hang out with other people. Like, I think that's a Swedish thing at the moment, maybe. Which is really fun, to just get shit-faced drunk and scream at each other for 15 minutes. It's really fun to do in these times. Can recommend it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
What is Chat saying?
Might be wearing them down.
No, I don't think so. We have more viewers than a couple of minutes ago. I think we're saying good shit.
Yeah, but we were undoubtedly privileged. I mean, that's something that occurs to me often, is that our ability. I mean, I live in the countryside. I've got a house. Well, it's actually a semi-detached house, but I have a big garden with my 3 kids and wife, and we've got space. We've got a garden seat and a swing. You know, I've got a separate space down here, like a bit like you, where I can do my thing. So we're
but you're already
privileged.
at home. You're already home.
I'm already a home worker. A home worker. So very little's changed for me. But there's people either live in an urban environment or in more developing countries or places like India, where they don't have the privilege to socially distance. It just doesn't exist as a thing that they can do, and it's this enormously middle class global catastrophe. We're very comfortable. I've got far too much food because we over ordered. I've got beer, got the television, got the internet. I mean, flippin' heck. If this is what the apocalypse was, it's just such a mild. No, I don't mean that to say that terrible things aren't happening, because of course they are. But for my immediate environment, it's really strangely ridiculous. But that's a nice part with. I've been in on my Discord once again, Magpie Pirates Discord. You find the link on the line. I don't know where you find it, but you find it in the description of any of my videos if anybody want to join. I've been in voice chat there, basically, not every day, but a lot of days, like as much as possible. And that gives a lot of perspective, because people are from all around the globe with all kinds of different they've gone into the crisis differently, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes. And
that's also, it's a really good perspective with having a job, the kind of job that I have, that is in healthcare, kinda. It's not really healthcare. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a hero saving people on a daily basis, but it's still in healthcare, kinda. So I always have the healthcare update in my work situation, and we have to follow all the regulations, and things are happening there. It's very affected by what's going on. And so I get that as a perspective. I'm not just, nothing has changed for me, but it sounds awful, too awful. Like I can't digest how awful it sounds for everybody else. I'm actually in it. I'm in the crisis as well as doing this shenanigans, which is really good. I think it's easier to I don't know. I just think it's easier when a crisis hits, when a pandemic hits, to be a part of it than to be an outsider looking at it. Actually, I think that's easier because you're more into, like, you have an easier way of understanding why you're thinking and feeling like you're thinking and feeling, because you can almost touch it. I can almost touch the pandemic with my work situation, which is kind of, it's that as well is kind of privileged.
Well, you have a reality of information which most of us don't have. We only have what people keep trying to feed us, and that's tough because we have to make our own decisions on things. We don't want to be doing that. I want to be told what to do.
But you also have rules like that. It's a thing to get rules shoved down your throat, but don't see the consequences of what's actually happening when either breaking the rules or living by the rules. In Sweden, we don't have any rules, I guess, yet. But we have some, I think, and regulations. But I actually see face to face, like how it's affecting society, which is nice. It's comforting in a sense, because then I can do that during my working hours. And then when I'm not at work, I am free to think and feel and do whatever I want.
Yes.
Which is nice. It's dividing my time up.
Okay. I think that's healthy. I think that's a good place to be. Very much. Well, I guess we should probably, as it's 10 o'clock, we should start drawing this to this chinwag to a close.
But you wanted to talk about beer here.
Beer?
Yes. No, you wanted to connect it to Superbooth. Like we
Superbooth.
Gear.
Oh yeah.
Now starts the gear hour.
Okay. So what are you?
Not if you want to end. Like if you want to end, it's your show.
Mac or PC, or is it analog or digital?
Yeah. I don't like either.
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, I got. The plan is for this sort of thing. I mean, this is to let you know the reason that there was so short notice, because that I got in touch with Simon and said, "Do you want to do something in like May?"
I just called you. You just said I'm super flexible, and I said, "Oh, well, can you do it tonight?" Then? And you actually delivered.
And it's like, so I worked flat out for like 3 hours trying to work out how I live stream stuff with another person. So that was exciting. So I planned to prepare all this sort of Saturday, Sunday, and I was going to do my first one on Sunday evening. But we're doing it now, and that's fine. So we're throwing it all together. It all seems to work mostly. And that's been great. But the plan is to have a whole load of these. So I already have lined up. Well, I mean, let's say they're a bit penciled in. Sunday, with a bit of luck, Div Kid. I'll be chatting to Div Kid. Monday, I'll be talking to Manu from Bafako. Thursday, don't know why I'm holding up fingers, I'll be talking to Gertz from Erica Synths. Then I've got Bob Rogue from Black Corporation. He's in. I'm probably going to forget people now. I'm working on a few others as well to see if I can get a few more. Oh yeah, guy I know, Matt Colville, who's a guy in the States who's a big. He's in another world. He's in a Dungeon Master world. He's a huge Dungeon Master guy, Dungeons and Dragons type guy. But he's also into modular, and I know him through Twitter and various conversations that we've had. And I thought it'd be really interesting to talk to him because he sees himself as a newbie in modular, but he's not. He's a very smart fella, and so I'm gonna have a chat to him as well. I think. A few other people I've contacted, and these are going to be like one after the other, and a couple of spaces, and then a night, and then another one. So 3 or 4 a week, maybe for a couple of weeks, just to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's really dope. What if you have to maintain it post-corona? You're going to be a live stream channel now.
Well, I'll have to downgrade my level of interestingness in the people, if you know what I mean. So these are the A list at the moment. I mean, you were May. I mean, you're 2 weeks away, so you shouldn't really consider yourself A list. You're starting on the tail off.
I can do it anytime. I'd like to call. Like I didn't actually like people fans of Robin here. He's kind of cool. Just saying.
Oh,
Because I'm
thanks.
used to people when I call bullshit. Like I'm very flexible. If I say let's do it in 1 hour, not everybody's gonna do it in 1 hour. No matter how flexible they are.
No, I'm very amenable. Keep trying to get that across to people. No, anything you like. Well, let's just sort of make it happen.
No, you made it. You
Yeah,
actually made it.
Made it happen. So yeah, and the reason for it being is that it's Superbooth, or was Superbooth, and it was Tommen Synth Reactor. But so we're trying to do it in a virtual way. I'll probably clash with other events and stuff going on, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm just trying to do things when I
Yeah, I
can
didn't
do them.
notice that until you put the hashtag Superbooth down.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, I'm fucked. I have nothing. I
Nothing
know
to contribute.
nothing.
Nothing. You would have gone along though, would you? Were you going to go?
It's a Superbooth? No.
Yeah. No?
No, I can't afford that.
Can you not?
I went
That's
to
just
NAMM.
down the road. You did, I know. You went to NAMM.
Yeah, I can't afford 2 trips in 1
that's
year.
Nuts.
Fuck no. If they pay me, somebody pays me. I don't care who. Anybody in chat, pay me. I can go now. If you want me to go to Superbooth now, even though it's not even happening, feel free to send me there. Well, you shouldn't, because of you shouldn't fly, I guess.
No.
But just saying, if that wouldn't have been the case.
I mean, I would have only gone for the day. And also my middle son, Arthur, he was particularly disappointed because it was his first time that he was going to come with us. 'Cause I've been taking my oldest, Alfie, for the last couple of years. And Arthur he's just hit 10. And I said, well, when you're 10, you can come as well. And so he was gearing up for a trip to Germany to play with synthesizers and stuff.
But you only go to play, right? You don't make content of
No.
it. Or...
No, I just go to look and shake hands and have a poke around at stuff. Yeah, no, I'm not making videos. That's too much hard work. Trying to do that as a show, it drives me nuts. I find that very difficult. Yeah, I feel embarrassed just taking a photo, you know. What
you do, like if you have seen my NAMM video, that doesn't seem hard to do, I guess, from an outsider's perspective.
No, indeed. But you've got to have enough balls to get your camera out and talk to it in a public space. I still find I'm old enough to feel embarrassed by that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, me too, I think. But it's like places like that, I think they expect you to do it, so you can just do it. Like everybody is walking around with cameras.
I know.
Places like, yeah, so you don't have to feel ashamed. But like, I'm not gonna vlog about going to the store. I would feel very embarrassed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I always I've seen a couple of reviews when I was doing a lot more of the Surface stuff, Surface Pro stuff. One of the first reviews I saw of it was a guy who'd walked into Best Buy and was making a video next to the one that was on display and was reviewing it, even though it was tied down. He kept trying to pick it up and it was tied to the floor, and he was making his video about it then. And I thought, I don't
like that. I feel like that's taking up space from just people walking about their daily life, you know. Yeah. But if you're in an environment of Superbooth/NAMM, then you've signed a contract that says that you're going to be on camera. Yeah. Pretty much.
But also, I mean, the cameras get to be a bit annoying at Superbooth because sometimes you can't get to see something or talk to someone because there's all these flipping cameras being pushed around the whole time.
You don't have to be there. Like, why are you there? Because that's the premise. Like, that's what's gonna happen. People are gonna try to make, because it's relevant, you know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
If you can make Superbooth content, then that's gonna get views simply from being Superbooth content.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't mean I can't bitch about it.
No.
But I understand. I understand why it exists.
You can't bitch about it. Like, you got nothing under your feet doing it.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong. Like, I haven't been to many shows. That's just my interpretation of how these. I think that's why they do it.
Absolutely.
To get news coverage.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah, and also, I mean, for a lot of smaller companies as well, it's an opportunity to stand on the same stage as Korg and Nord.
Yeah.
And,
but I mean, the customers are not walking around there. Like, that's not enough people to sustain a business from just having the people walking around at Superbooth.
No, indeed, no. Yeah, I mean, if you consider something like NAMM, which is largely a trade show, the public until recently weren't even allowed in. you know, that was absolutely about business, just about business and marketing and such like. And they were marketing to people in
they're a
the industry.
non-profit organization.
I
NAM
guess.
told me that NAM is a non-profit organization.
No, I think so. I think they are essentially a charity, and they do a lot of good works for the kids. But
It's very expensive to be
but the event itself, everyone pays to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, as an example, for instance, for Superbooth, because small businesses and stuff go there to set up, I got in contact with a company called Urac Essentials. Interesting name. I wonder what's in the box. Well, you're going to find out.
Maybe essential.
It may be, because they would have been there showing their bits and pieces, but they can't be there. So what the heck do? They can't. You know, who's going to look at their videos? So they send them to me because I'm a massive YouTube influencer, right? And I can go, hey, have you seen this? And I will. I'm going to do a video next week all about it, and it'll be very exciting. And I haven't opened it yet, so I've no idea what's in the thing.
But
that's my life. My life is constant excitement. Those sorts of things.
That's very nice. Very optimistically sounding.
Yeah, but that's what
like
what this virtual Superbooth is all about. So Superbooth Home Edition is about people making videos about their stuff and getting it out there all at a similar sort of time. So that's the plan.
Mm-hmm. And it starts on Sunday. This was a preview. We didn't talk anything about gear.
Yeah. That's cool. That's fine. So,
should
any
we
more
talk about gear for like 5 minutes? Like, ask us gear questions in chat now, and we will answer for 5 minutes. Then Robin has to go. I can still be here on live stream if you want to, because I don't have anything else to do. Would you agree to that? Would you agree to leaving me for a half an hour on your channel live? I'm not talking about now, but for another scenario.
I don't see why not.
It would
I'd be fine
cool.
with that. Yeah.
And I could leave you live on my channel.
Yeah.
To just
more than
do
happy.
whatever for like 1 hour is maybe a good. Like, what does he do for 1 hour on my channel? How does he utilize my audience?
Yeah, I'd have to break something, wouldn't I?
I would just undress and get your channel flagged. Like right away.
Yeah, just don't tick the box. It's made for kids. That's the important thing.
Made for kids, and then I just. No, I'm joking. But the gear questions could be fun for. What's your current guess?
Well, I have a strange urging for a decent polyphonic synthesizer. But the funny thing about that is I keep going, what should I get? What should I get? I'm building a flippin' polyphonic synthesizer over there. So why am I even thinking about it? I just need to get that finished. That's what I need to do. I need to get that finished. Yeah, more than anything.
For me, it's that fucking motor synth. Since I was the first 50 people on the Indiegogo, like when they did the Indiegogo, I was able to be one of the first 50. So I got the discount and everything, and they still haven't shipped it out. So I don't know. Maybe it sucks. I don't know. I'm not guessing from a standpoint of knowing anything about it, but it spins. So
yeah. Well, they were rocking it last year at Superbooth. They that seemed to be. Big demos the whole time. It was going the whole time. So yeah, I'm surprised they must have hit some snag somewhere, because it's a brilliant idea. I love the idea, this physical thing rotating as an oscillator. Yeah, that appeals to me. Appeals to the looking inside a chip. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect from something that spins, but maybe it sounds good, and I'm gonna be happy. I just want it because I paid for it so long ago. Like, I don't remember when they did the Indiegogo, but maybe that was at the same time as that Superbooth. And then I was so early, so I even got the cheap price. So now I just want it.
It is one of those nice things about Kickstarter or Indiegogo, is that stuff tends to turn up like 9 months later you've forgotten all about. And then you get this parcel.
But I always feel that it's weird when a big brand do it, because big brands also do it. Like, when they already have money, they still do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo for a specific product. Yeah. Like, don't you believe in this product? Why are you doing a fucking...
Yeah, it's a strange... It's like a pre-order system, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. It's basically all it is.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Robin? How hard will be Superbooth 20 HE for writers like us? I think it will be called.
Yeah, well,
Internet.
if you're talking about sort of day job, as in I write for gearnews.com, I write news articles for them, and around Superbooth, the same as around NAMM, you have this constant flow of new stuff and new content coming up that you have to then write about. So you have a manic few days that just go completely nuts when you're writing up articles on stuff. Would it be the same? I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff popping up in places we won't expect, and so that's going to be more difficult, I think. I won't really know where to look. Maybe I'm going to just have to be refreshing those hashtags the whole time. But it certainly won't. It certainly won't be feeling the same, I don't think.
Sorry, that sounded ridiculous.
Also, I don't know exactly where everything's coming from. I mean, Tom, you're doing some stuff. Synth Anatomy, Bo Beats is doing some stuff, I think. Sonic State is doing some stuff. Amazon is doing some stuff. I don't know. I don't really know where to look.
I'm not doing anything. Just FYI.
Yeah. I can't tell you from
I'm here. I don't care about Superbooth, I guess is what I'm saying. But we have a lot of questions. Did you ever put the case back together on that spring reverb? If that's asking about what I did or what you did.
I'm sure you just left it in a skip, didn't you?
I have no idea. I don't give a fuck. Did you keep your Intelligent Planar? Have you tried that? The Planar too?
Has that got the joystick? No. I saw the dope for joystick.
Don't buy it, but steal it or something. It's super expensive. Right. No, don't steal stuff. Don't do that.
No.
Download it as a VST. It's really nice, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm still not using it to its full potential, but I'm using it as a joystick to control just a pitch on an oscillator. It's amazing.
Yeah. A little bit of Mario Kart, you think, perhaps?
I don't know. I've never controlled pitch in Mario Kart, but if you have that's really
thinking
cool.
more of the joystick side of things.
Like, it's the same appeal as with the Theremin, like a different way to play a sound.
Yes.
Is fun as fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely into that.
You should try it. If you haven't tried it, the Planar 2, I have the second one, which I guess I don't need. Maybe you have that Dofer butt plug looking joystick.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yes, I have seen it.
Yeah, I really want to try it from just sticking it in my ass, I guess, or something. Have you ever tried the DFAM?
I never have. Got a Mother 32. I hear a lot from Mylar Melodies about how awesome it is. No.
I'm going to be honest, movie's too expensive for me. Never seen the appeal. It's very expensive. What's your most inspiring instrument at the moment?
The Instruo, I have no idea what it's called. It's the filter, right? Instruo call things funny names, but they've got this filter that I bought by accident, and it's lovely. It's really lovely.
Yeah, they make very pretty things.
Yeah, it looks nice too. I do like a good filter. I mean, it was Wolfgang PPG with his retirement speech said things like, all people seem to do these days is just like twiddle on the cut-off knob. It's like, yeah, because it's awesome. I love it. I could do it all day.
It's nice. I have like a megaphone. This is mine, I guess. I don't think it's an instrument per se, but it's an inspiring sounding. I really like it. Use it a lot. Very nice.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then it's like, what's your favorite thing you've ever circuit bent? Let me tell you this. If I circuit bent it, it wasn't my favorite thing. That's a good answer. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm not clever enough for circuit bending yet. I still don't know what I'm doing.
Easy.
I'm sure. There's another step. I mean, I do a lot of DIY, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I just don't know what any of it is or means. I just enjoy putting it together.
You just make it sound fucked up, basically. It's what circuit bending.
I know, but that would assume that one knows what one does in order to make that happen.
No, just take something fully functional and try to make it sound as fucked up as possible. That's circuit bending. in a nutshell. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm joking a tiny bit, but because you can make cool shit as well.
Yeah, but things from my point of view, they either work or they don't, as opposed to I'm going to change the resistor value in order to alter something. Like,
no, but you don't do that when you circuit bend. That's modifying.
it was it. Oh,
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't even know the lingo.
Like, I mean, that's my distinction as well. My distinction is that if you start replacing values of current existing resistors where the resistors are supposed to be, or a value on a capacitor or something like that, then you're just modifying what's already there. If you're circuit bending, you're trying to find a whole new world, like some other type of potential that nobody thought about it being able to do.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm starting to yawn.
Nah, fuck you.
Yeah. No, that wasn't a comment on that. It's a comment on the it's getting late type stuff.
Oh, yeah, you need to go. But we can do like one or two more, maybe?
Yeah, certainly. Should I buy the Noodler?
Mononet's calling me drunk.
Oh, I don't know. That's a funny box. Boxes that do too much. It's like the Zoya as well. I find that it's like, I don't know, or the OP1, OPZ type thing. They head scratchers to me.
Make a video on the Noodler once.
Yeah.
That's about as much as I remember about that. It's that he did a video. I don't remember what he does.
Yeah.
Anything.
Just lots of stuff. That's the thing. Boxes that do lots of stuff don't appeal particularly to me. A bit, you know.
And not to make everyone super jealous or anything, but I bought this one when it costs me like $500. Yeah. Now it's like $1,500 or something like that. Shit. Crazy.
What happened to them? Whatever happened to teenage engineering?
They got in business with IKEA, I guess. Shit happened. No, but I don't know. I don't get the appeal with too small things either. This is like the perfect size of a piece of gear, in my opinion. It's very nice. Nice size. Anything smaller than this is too small.
The screen is really nice.
Yeah, the screen is very nice, actually. Okay. Nobody's asking anything cool.
No. That's fine. And if you did ask a question and we ignored it, then that's just kind of how things go. Yeah, and you could always ask again. Because, if you... I tend to be very big on comments in YouTube, so if you have a question that wasn't answered or you'd like to address something, then do comment after the event, and I do, generally speaking, reply to those sort of things. That's just kind of the guy I am. I like to do that.
People, you should comment like really awful things, because it's really fun when Robin shares how he answers to awful comments.
Yeah, all right then. That's nice. I try to be nice. I do my best. Sometimes it's hard, you know.
Have to.
You do get asked the most ridiculous questions. I mean, I had a great one. I mean, there's no offence to the person who posted this question. It was an awesome question. I enjoyed the question, and I love and respect you greatly. But he said, "What's that adapter you're using?" And I went in, "What? Can you be more specific?" And he said, "Yeah, at this time in the video, like 10 minutes in, 34. What is that adapter?" And it's like, so I went to the timestamp, 10:34, and I said, "Hey, I'm using this adapter. It's this, and this, and this." And so I went back into the comment and it says, "Well, if you'd gone to 10:35, you would have seen that I explained exactly what the flipping adapter was." I don't understand. But I seem to have a lot of questions like that.
But it might be your dialect or something.
Probably.
No, that was a joke. That was a silly comment. But I love silly comments. I only get bad shit comments. I get like the worst awful comments. Like really dumb people trying to be mean. Yeah. Where it's not even fun. Like I feel sad for the person. Yes. I don't want to answer snarky back or anything because I just feel bad about it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry that you're a fucking idiot. Sucks.
Well, I've got Frank in the chat. He doesn't like my shirt. He never likes my shirt, right? And I find that quite hard. But yeah, I'm trying to come to terms with it. But he just has to come in and has to tell me how awful my shirt is every time.
But it's not about the shirt. Didn't he realize that? No, the shirt is not. The thing is not the shirt.
Doesn't it make the man?
No, the thing is the continuity of always having a great shirt.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than the shirt. Like the specific shirt means nothing. But the fact that you always have a great shirt, that's amazing. That's dedication.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're a bit threadbare these days. They go through a lot, I have to say.
They do?
Might be time for a new one. Well, just a lot of wear. You know, everything gets a bit worn out. I've got things with collars hanging off, buttons have gone. You know, it's like, maybe it's time to
get
reinvest.
more shirts.
Yes, more shirts.
It's your thing.
Yes.
It's your trademark. If I were you, I would buy a shirt a day, basically.
Yeah, well, I need to start up a patron tier, you know, just the shirt fund.
No, you need the merch. You need to sell shirts.
Yes, I do. I do. I need to start designing my own shirts. Yeah.
I don't even use shirts. I would still buy it. Because they look fly as fuck. They're really cool. Like coming from a person who has a really shitty hoodie. You know,
no, I mean no. Gracious no. That's sorry, I didn't catch that. I should have said no. Gracious no. That's a very happening little jumper number you're wearing there, sir. At least it's not the Tommen jumper.
Thank you. No,
although I've taken to wearing it.
I got a special one though.
Yeah, you
like
did.
When I went to TSR, I got a special one, bleach dyed and everything. So I guess I also have a trademark or whatever. I just don't pay attention to it.
I've been wearing the hat. I've worn the hat all winter. I've enjoyed the beanies. Yeah. I've never worn a beanie before, but I started. And I discovered that you can have warm ears. Isn't that nice?
Did you ever get an Arturia beanie? Those are tiny.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, those are very small. I don't know why.
Yeah, that reminds me. For people... Sorry. Oh, just... I'll have to get it with my foot.
Okay. Because of the headphone situation.
Yeah, because people were concerned because Arturia sent me the wrong thing. They sent me that little weenie MIDI controller when they'd asked me to make a video on the KeyStep Pro. But you'll be pleased to know I got a KeyStep Pro. You see, Arturia do love me.
I just want everyone to know that I didn't get an email. I don't know. I don't check my email, so I'm not gonna talk shit about Arturia.
Yeah, no, they're lovely. I just thought that was quite funny, and I made an alright video about their little MIDI controller as well. I thought, what the heck, let's do it. And that was one of the that's that thing because I made that video with no fuss, no mess, no mounting to get over because it was like, oh, shut it, I'm going to make a video on this. Whereas I've got 3 other things sitting over there that I'm unable to make a video on because I don't feel worthy yet. You see, it's a weird thing in my head. Whereas if something just drops in my lap and I go, right, I'll make a video, I can completely bypass all of that anxiety and all of that worry about it and just do it. Why can't I do that with the other stuff?
Are all your videos about things?
Yeah, they are. They are thing-centric.
Why aren't the videos not about you? And because the things are the...
the foil, are the muse.
No. It's called something. In a video, in a movie, you have a bunch of statister.
Devices.
No, like people that are not the main character. They are
NPCs, non-player characters.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like the
I see what you're saying.
Be about you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But that ultimately is that. I mean, ultimately, I'm taking something and then I'm oozing myself all over it and out of it and through it. That is what happens.
To figure out why you have so much pressure on your shoulder. Why there is a pile of things that is giving you anxiety that you're not able to make the video about the thing.
It's quite simple. I don't like I don't like coming across as an idiot. I don't care whether I am an idiot or not. It's the coming across as an idiot that I find difficult to cope with. That's the thing. It's making a fool of myself. I don't mind being funny or stupid or silly, any of those things, but inadvertently being foolish because I've misunderstood something or said something incorrect. That is the nub that drives me crazy. And that's the,
but that's also because it's about the thing. If it's about you, then you're not. Then you're you, and people can think that you're an idiot or not, but it's still just you. It's you and the thing, but you're not inherently an idiot because you're just you.
Yeah, but it's breaking the illusion, you know. I like one likes to project a Facebook personality, if you like, this perfect little this you like to project competence, that you know what you're doing and you're doing things correctly, and I feel that will get broken and people will see me for the shallow, crappy person that I really am. You know, it's those sorts of basic
that sucks.
Basic human
awful.
traits, you know. But I think everyone carries that to some degree or other. You want to be seen in your best light, don't you? And so that's a worry. That's a worry when you're. I mean, I don't feel like I'm a public-facing personality, but obviously I am, because my interaction is with this bloody device that's sitting here, this camera. But I am obviously putting myself out there and inviting ridicule and inviting commentary on my thoughts and processes, and you know, it's best not thought about too deeply, because that can be remarkably scary, I think.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say from my experience is that if I know that I don't know, then nobody can ridicule me, because I'm on the same page as they are. It's like, I know. It's just me doing me. I want to do this. I want to make this video where I work with something that I know shit about. Like, I don't understand how it works, but whatever I manage to do with it is what I manage to do with it. Nobody can talk shit about that. I don't know. Yeah. That's just how I do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I really love that attitude. I think you know, it's a refreshing thing. I mean, you seem deliciously untroubled.
Yeah, but I've always valued personal above professional, if that's an easy way to put it. Like, professional means nothing. There's always going to be someone better than you anyways. So why is it valuable? It doesn't matter. But if you're personal, then you connect on a personal level with your audience. They like you because you are you. It's like going into a relationship. Like, I love you because of your imperfections.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
It's like cute like that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I want to connect with people. I don't want to have to know everything there is to know about this. I just know that I'm able to make music the way I make music with it.
Yes.
And if you like that, then you like that. And if you don't like that, don't watch it. I don't give a fuck. Go watch someone you like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, I've never got the impression from you that you were anything other than authentically you. You know, you weren't trying to network. You weren't trying to achieve anything. Yeah, I'm talking about the whole Tommen thing last year, you know. And I thought, I immediately warmed to you, I think, and to that. And you were remarkably kind to me, who I felt out of my depth and out of place. So, you know, it's a genuinely nice thing, mate. You know, a nice thing.
But we're always out of depth.
Yeah.
That's how it is to be a fucking human being. We're always screwed in any given situation that is new, I guess. Like, because if it's new, then it's automatically not your comfort zone.
Yes.
TSR was not a comfort zone for any of us because it was a new thing. So, I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a tiny bit drunk. I don't know how much you have been drinking,
good.
But just I've been drinking. I've drunk 4 beers and half a bottle of. Like,
see, I'm quite famous for drinking beer in my live streams, but I only ever get through one. Otherwise, I can't hold my head up. So
if I'm really incoherent, you know why. If I'm incoherent, you've also tried to hang up a couple of times.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I think TSR would have been different this year. I think there would be elements of I've been here before, know what we're doing. And
people would have different goals.
Yeah, I think so. And that would have pros and cons to it, I think. And also there'd be a bunch of new people who you'd be sniffing at going, yeah, you don't know nothing. You weren't here last year, eh? Although, look, you're more funny than me. That's nice. Oh, you're younger. Oh, you've got 50,000 more subscribers
I
than
want
me.
to apply that to like the food line or something like that. Like those shitty types of situations. Like, oh, you weren't there last year. Standing
Yeah,
there
yeah.
taking your fucking lasagna or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You should have
That
seen
was
last
funny.
year's chicken nuggets.
Yeah. No, but I think we would have done a lot of great stuff actually, because we would have been more comfortable with each other. I know
Yeah.
when I invited to the Rolly thing, for example, I was able to get everyone into the Rolly. I basically sold it to Rolly with, no, but we're going to post it on Look Mom No Computers channel. It's got
Yes, absolutely.
way more subscribers. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. We're not going to break anything. We're just going to break everything. But like those types of situation where we can hang out like 10 or more people in the same
Yeah.
video, that would have been really nice for this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. The whole performance element as well was being pushed quite a lot, which was interesting. I kind of felt I was in two minds about it because it's like I have a different set of anxieties when it comes to live musical performance. I have different ones to that to making YouTube videos because I can talk about this gear, but then when I'm supposed to actually be creative in front of other people, that's a whole other thing. And I wasn't sure whether I wanted all of that in the same place at once, but at the same time, I enjoy that sort of thing. I mean, I
It's
watched
great
the
if you
whole.
can be an audience. Also.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, invite more artists. If I can stand in the audience watching great people perform, fuck
Yeah.
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 I
mean,
have nothing against
Stromer on that Saturday night was an extraordinary thing to witness. That was amazing. Could have done with more of that. Stromer, who played the Saturday night, the Modular guys.
Oh yeah. That was really cool.
It was.
I was dancing. I got fucking Mark Doty, automatic blah blah blah, to lay on the floor with me, dancing on the floor. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
But the other, I mean, I went up and I grabbed the microphone on the Tommen stage. Cringy as fuck. That was really fun.
No, you did it, man. I mean, I was up in the gantry round the top watching. I saw the whole thing, just stood up there watching, which was really nice. And I kind of yearned to get up there and do something, but didn't really,
same here. I'm not a vocalist in that sort of way. But you have to just do it.
Totally.
That's my approach to it. Just go up there. Doesn't matter if I make a fool out of myself. It's gonna be online forever. Someone's gonna post that. Like anyone in chat, you can go watch that. I make a complete sing out of key and everything in that video. It's funny. It's very cringe.
So that might have been a nice angle had that happened. Perhaps, I don't know. Or again, I might have felt out of place. Don't know.
But
You don't know until you
like
try.
a super open environment either.
No.
Right. It felt like they had something figured out.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I have no idea.
I think they were going off because they had the guitar thing was their model they were going from, and it's much easier if you've got a bunch of guitarists together. They can play for hours. It's no bother. It's slightly different with us weirdos. It's like, I don't know. I'm going to hit something. I know. What are we going to play?
A less open environment, a less public environment, I guess. It would be really fun for me to jam with you, for example, where we don't feel the pressure of eyes and mouth is breathing down our neck, where we can just figure out who we are in a jam type situation. That would be really fun as well, if there were dedicated spaces for that.
Yes.
Because we have no idea if we're open-minded where you and me together with a modular system could go. Because we never tried.
No, too right.
It might be shit, but it's going to be our shit.
Yes, most definitely. And unrepeatable as well. That's that's awesome.
Yeah, and we're the only one who needs to smell that shit. So it's all good.
See, that gives me warm feelings. It gives me warm feelings. Well, I really hope these things come off again because that would be exciting. Yeah,
but they want it. So it's good for us because it's great marketing for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was trying to. I mean, at one time we were trying quite hard to find the cynicism in it, And I'm sure there's plenty of it, but ultimately they got a load of stuff out of it. We got a load of stuff out of it. No one was hurt. And except for maybe Stephen's bar tab. Maybe that was the only down. But
I don't know if he's still here, but didn't he like find the Tinder dates and everything?
Really? Crikey.
I don't know. I don't want to speak about another person without that person being here. But maybe.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear that. But
yeah, but if you're single in Germany for your first time, I mean, what happens at TSR
stays at TSR, yes. And is broadcast to millions.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's call it a night then, I think. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm fading fast. I'm slowly.
Should we do
one
last question?
Sure.
Just a last one. Just it needs to be a last one feeling type of question as well.
Yeah. It's really nice of you all to watch as well. You've been super company to keep us going. We've just been chundering on, and you've been bubbling along in your little chat as you do, and that's awesome. I'm constantly amazed that people turn up at these things.
I'm usually in your
makes
chat.
You feel great.
You know that, right? I usually am in your chat, just fucking about.
Yeah, no, I've spotted
chat.
You.
Yeah.
I keep you in a box down that end.
Yeah. Oh. Not gonna watch chat now for a while. It's crazy in there. Oh, pineapple or pizza? Pineapple on pizza. I thought you asked pineapple or pizza, but no, I don't like pineapple in general, so I'm not the right guy to ask.
It's probably the only place I would eat pineapple, just because I quite like pizza. But otherwise, I wouldn't normally eat it.
I don't like pineapple. It's yellow. Stay synth. Thanks for the chat. Been fun and interesting to listen to, even though I have destroyed my gear by pouring beer all over it.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, that's a weird science experiment.
Yeah. But there's content in that. You know, you can create a video on how to get beer out of your crevices.
I did a video once because I got beer from a friend who had a tiny brewery in France. So I did like beatboxing with beer.
Ah.
Looping it on a loop pedal. It's not a very good video, but it was kind of fun. Good beer.
Yeah.
I guess.
Absolutely.
That's what I want as a sponsor, a beer sponsor.
What's the first thing you...
Yeah. That's a good last question.
Good last question.
Oh, you go. You can read it.
Yeah, what's the first thing that you would grab out of your studio if it was on fire? Well, see, there's romantic answers to that, and there's reality answers to that. Because, I mean, I'm in a wooden shed, so the best bet would be to not grab anything. I should think. But it would probably have to, sadly, be my computer because it holds so many things on those drives.
Yeah, it's got everything in it.
Yeah, but as far as a piece of gear,
it depends on the fire.
Yeah. It probably
not to get too much into that aspect.
Yeah, it'd probably be my Telecaster. Actually, be my guitar. Because
I would grab my dick and just run as fast as I can.
Because as far as
hold everything in place.
Yeah, because as far as electronics goes, it's very replaceable. Electronics is very replaceable. That's the thing. It's disposable to a degree. Disposable, replaceable. Things like photos and videos on hard drives, much less so. And a guitar or a piece of wood, an instrument you become more intimate with that, I think, than you do with electronics. That's just how it is. As in, I've got a Joe filter, which is awesome, but it could be any Joe filter. It wouldn't matter.
It's a good reason to only have cheap gear.
Yes.
If you're afraid of fire.
Yes, it is.
I guess. Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna do like this real fast. So,
What's he doing?
There we go.
What?
You don't even notice.
Yeah. See,
Okay,
I should probably have Instagrammed the fact I was doing this. See, that would have been interesting. I'm just not quick enough.
You're not quick.
Right, well, okay, then I will wrap it up in that case. Thank you so much, Simon, for being here with me. It's been a total pleasure.
It was a good try, right? Now you
yeah.
can do all the professional ones.
I could do it with the proper people next week, starting with Sunday, I think. But I'm going to draw up a bit of a schedule, and I'll try to do more thumbnails like the one I did for this one.
I'll be here in May, I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. Yeah, maybe. We see. I said Mark Doty still hasn't confirmed, so I've got to bank out at least 3 weeks, depending on which day he chooses.
Tell him I told him that I should be there when he's there. We have a great relationship.
Yeah,
me and Mark.
Yeah. No, I want him all to myself. I'm selfish like that.
No. He's my bitch.
Okay. Well, maybe there's room for more of that then. I think he's definitely feeling very lonely over there in the States when everyone else is having a good time at a different time, I think, in Europe. So, so that'll be good. That should be, with a bit of luck, the week after next, I think. So, yeah, good. Yes, let's stop talking. So thank you, Simon. Thank you to everybody who's watching. That's been great. Do check out the channel, the subscribing and the websites and stuff. And I will be live streaming again, probably Sunday, certainly Monday and Thursday next week. And check out all the Super Boost stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff out there. It'll be great. And in the meantime, go and make some tunes. That's my catchphrase.
I'll be in the chat.
Yes.
See you in the chat, everyone.
All right. I need to press a button. So cheers. Thanks for that, everyone. And ending the stream.
Yeah.
End the stream.